One thing that I see a lot of Amazon sellers worrying about when they first get started is way overthinking their long term vision of their brand. Now, it is important to long term have a brand because that's going to allow you to scale and make something that customers love. But when you first get started, you don't have to start with a brand. Now, the way I got started over time with my entrepreneurial journey was just simply doing what could make me money and expanding my skills out a little bit at a time and not taking on this giant vision and achieving my goals. It's taken many years and I'm still on the journey, and it's a lifelong journey. So do an assessment of where you are and what your skills are and where you find something in the market that you can provide value to. And it doesn't have to be the first brand. It doesn't have to be your ultimate brand and vision and passion at first. Now, it'd be great if you know something about the market or you enjoy it at least, but you don't get too worried and caught up and not get started because you have to get the brand perfect to know your whole vision. A lot of the most successful Amazon sellers that I know, they all start out and they kind of have some random products at first, and then they find something that hits and they get the process down. So my main suggestion is, obviously you want to build a brand, and if you could find your passion brand right off the start, well, that would be awesome. But it's not a requirement, so don't get too caught up on it. However, at a certain point, you are going to have to pivot from just selling products to making a brand, because long term, you're going to need a brand if you want to scale and build something great. And then hopefully you build a brand around something that you enjoy. But if you're just simply going for product opportunities, there's always going to be money to be made, because as people get more advanced in e-commerce, they start building a brand because that's the best way to go. So they go for bigger and bigger opportunities. But that always leaves that there's these, just product opportunities on the lower hanging fruit. Maybe they make $20,000 to $50,000 a year. Sounds not bad for a lot of you. But for these bigger sellers, that doesn't mean as much. So, and they don't want to expand into random product opportunities because they actually are able to create and source products. So they're able to find ideas way faster than they can create and source them. So they see opportunities and they just, whatever, I'm not going to take it. It's kind of like when I was in Africa, there's the lions and then there's the scavengers. I was sitting there and there was just hundreds of zebras around them at the watering hole. And I was wondering, why aren't these lions going for it? But essentially what they do is they wait for the perfect opportunity and they use their energy at the best. Like, they could have gone and gotten one of these zebras right away, but they didn't, because they're waiting for that perfect opportunity that matches their situation. But if you're a scavenger, there's going to be all sorts of scraps and little things laying around. And that's what you got to do when you're at first. Go with your skills, be a scavenger, get some stuff. But then once you get stronger and better, and you got skills, then you start going after those brand and just bigger opportunities. So that's kind of the path that I suggest that people take. And don't get too down about knowing it all at first. You just got to get started at some point.